What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dan's Golf World Show, the one and only golf show on Sports Illustrated, and we are proud to be right here in the studio. Gary, I'm going to tell you what, we had a hot week in golf. Josh, we're not even going to get into it yet. Scottie Scheffler reigning supreme back at the top and smashing some records on the PGA Tour. Bryson DeChambeau back in the winner's circle. Apparently he wins more than just majors. And Billy Horschel headed to surgery. That is not good news, but we won't leave the show before covering the fact that an airplane crashed on a golf course. Hopefully everybody's okay. I don't know. All that and so much more coming up right here on the Dan's Golf World Show. Guys, how good is it to see Scottie Scheffler back in the winner's circle? I missed it. I needed it. Look at the hat. He's smiling ear to ear.
Texas forever, baby.
You know what? Do you think Scottie already had a cowboy hat, or
without a doubt?
Oh yeah, he already had one.
Oh my God!
Come on.
Was this a bring from home hat?
100% he's got one.
Well, that's the question I have. Is that like given for winning the tournament?
That's
or
like
is
given
that
for
just
being
like,
a Texan.
So everybody from Texas showed up to the tournament and got a Stetson.
Nah, just chill.
Wait, what's a Stetson?
What's a Stetson?
Wow.
It's like the creme de la creme cowboy hats.
Like the highest end. They're thousands of dollars.
Well, I'm
Walker,
sorry,
Texas,
I live
man.
in the city.
Okay.
City. Moving on.
I guarantee people from the city in Texas know what a Stetson is.
Or know what a golf hat is.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently you didn't watch Yellowstone.
No.
But how crazy is that? Minus 31.
Dude, that's wild. So he comes in and just dominates all weekend. He just good score after good score. A lot of times we see Scottie Scheffler, he'll roll in, shoot, like some decent early rounds, and then just get some momentum. I felt like he showed up with momentum.
Oh,
Yeah.
61 the first day, 63, 66, and 63.
Not that I'm going to jump around topics, but can we say that his play with Grant Horvat got him incredibly dialed for this round?
Grant Horvat effect.
You know what? I think it is. Grant Horvat, that charm, that smile.
He did it with JT too.
That is a great point. You know what? I've got a new way I'm adjusting my betting odds. I'm going straight to the Grant Horvat channel to see who he's playing, and then I'm putting all my chips on it.
That was hilarious, though.
It was a great video.
What
Did
do you
guys
think
watch it?
contributed to like Grant helping him do that? Because I know what I think.
What contributed to Grant
Like,
getting him on the show?
What makes Scottie better now having played with Grant?
Aura points.
Aura points? Okay.
Yeah. Plus, he was near that, beautiful primo clothing that Grant wears.
Yes,
I don't know.
Joggers.
He did?
Yeah. He asked about, hey, what is that, Primo? He's like, yeah, that's my clothing. He goes, is that yours? He goes, yeah, I own it.
I feel Scottie Scheffler fell back into his own mindset and didn't have to talk during those rounds and like just chill and just hit balls, which was like 20 times easier than like talk about random topics. Because that
You made an interesting observation. Gary and I were watching part of this together yesterday, and you felt like Scottie would have played better had he not been doing all the banter with Grant.
Well, no, they had fun, but the thing is like over at the birdie putt, he's asking about, Valhalla and this and that. And I think honestly, he's learned a little from Phil and he's using it to his advantage.
Scottie got him a couple times.
I think Grant's good, but I think he's a little bit more diabolical than we think.
Scottie was like, everything's good in this hole, bombs away. If you go left, though, it's totally out of bounds. I just want to tell you so you understand how this hole works. And you can see Grant's like, well, wait, how far left? Like, wait, what do you mean? Boom, instantly left. Like, hadn't hit one left all day.
And then he's over that putting. He said something about his putting and he missed that. He goes, oh, I feel bad about that one.
Yeah, he was like, man, the way you're rolling the ball, I might have to get one of these broomstick putters. And then proceeds to just hit a terrible putt. He's like, sorry.
Did you see Scottie's take on whether he should play in the PGA event?
You know what? I respected that take so much. And I feel like of all people, Scottie is like the reigning authority to give opinion on that.
It's like a tiger.
Yeah.
Yep.
But basically, so, to update everybody, if you haven't seen it yet, and you probably should go watch it because it's a great YouTube video. But as we know, Grant Horvat was invited to play at the Barracuda, and sort of in and amongst all of the chaos and controversy of Wesley Bryan being banned from the PGA Tour for a video that was on Grant's channel. And then at the same time, Grant's invited to play on the PGA Tour following this video that got the other guy banned. I don't know. It's chaotic. We're not going to get into that, even though they did a little bit. But he was like, I don't know. Should I play? Like, what do I do here? Should I play? He's like, I kind of feel bad. I feel like I shouldn't. And Scottie kind of dove into it in a cool way. He was like, How did he put it? He was
Well, let's
like,
put it in context because he asked him because you think you're taking a spot from another player.
that's what it
Yeah,
was.
he goes, you haven't deserved to like play at this tournament because you haven't shot in the scores, but you've done enough for golf and marketing, and people will come and watch you. So you've done enough to get to this point. So you should take it 100%.
Yeah, he's like, your contributions to the golf world are completely validate you having the spot. And I 100% think you should take it.
And he also said that he's not taking somebody else's spot because it's a sponsor spot. So the sponsor spot's going to get filled by somebody who hasn't shot, who doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a sponsor shot. So he's not taking it from somebody.
And it's a Barracuda.
Yeah, it's a Barracuda.
Scottie said himself, he was like, it's a low-rated PGA Tour spot. Like,
Well, it's on the same weekend as, another PGA Tour event that is actually televised. So like, I mean, it's quite literally, I feel like when they do two events on one weekend, there is one tournament that is just completely like zero viewers. No one's watching. Two tournaments at the same time. I don't think there's enough golf viewership eyeballs for two PGA Tour events going on simultaneously.
It's the worst too when like I go to click and watch something and then all of a sudden it's like I didn't know what tournament's playing or something like that and I see it's the other and it's like, no, this is the terrible tour. I don't want to watch this one. Like,
or I was watching.
Oh, I gotta wait till 2:00. All right.
I had it on this weekend, and it's like on the Golf Channel for like the early hours, and then it heads over. It was like went to CBS or something, like for prime time of the tournaments last weekend. Well, I didn't know, and so I've got Golf Channel on. And then all of a sudden the broadcast left and it's the Champions Tour.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, where'd these guys come from? Like, what happened to the leaderboard? And how are all these old guys doing so good?
That happened to me a couple weeks ago too with the tournament JT won.
Yeah.
That happened to me too. I'm like,
You gotta be
wait,
channel flipping.
why is Joe Dominant playing right now?
What do you guys call it? The remote? The clicker? You got to get the clicker out?
It's a remote.
It's a remote.
It's a remote.
You're not a clicker guy?
Not a clicker guy.
I feel like if you're born before 1960, you say clicker.
I mean, if you say clicker, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like hand me the clicker.
Right.
Yeah.
Turn the dial. Get up off the couch.
They probably used to make like a much louder noise, and that name was very fitting. Now I've got like an Apple TV remote that's like kind of touch screen and like a total pain. It's terrible.
I like put Golf Channel on.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, the voice activator remotes.
Yeah.
Those are
you just
great.
changed all the TVs in the room, Gary. Careful.
Yeah, you click this button and it goes.
I was surprised nobody was to be like a mumble joke.
Do we feel like Grant Horvat has ascended to the top YouTube golf channel?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all followers aside. I think Rick Shields still has more followers, but I feel like Grant Horvat is it. Like that is where it's at in the world of golf television on YouTube.
Well, I saw somebody else's take and he's like, there's different levels of famous and it doesn't just correspond to how many followers you have.
That's a great point.
And I think that's where Grant's at. I mean, Grant right now, he is by far pulling the biggest names on his channel. I mean, he had an entire live event on his channel.
He literally did. They're like, well, we'll use yours because like, you get all these viewers and stuff. And that's cool.
I think it was so funny when they were talking about the Wesley Bryan gate.
Yeah.
And Scotty was like, wasn't that posted on your channel?
Yeah.
How are you not
And now you're getting
suspended?
invited.
Well, I feel
Also,
like
he's had Tiger on for a short. Who else has done that?
Barstool.
No, they don't count.
yeah. Aside from the other people who have, has anyone?
I love that he instantly names one. Not even bad. No, wait. No, that ruins my point.
And that's when he gets on his knees and hits the dry run.
Yeah.
He's
I
done it
felt like
multiple.
last year, Bryson DeChambeau was the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Break 50,
Yep.
like hitting over the
Shooting
house,
over his
the whole
house,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, he just came out with a banger.
I mean, but is his channel reigning supreme currently?
Yeah.
You think Bryson DeChambeau's channel's reigning
Dude, he
supreme
j-
currently?
he
He's
just
Bryson
did-
DeChambeau.
He just did an awesome breaking 50 with the Dude Perfect guys.
Oh, he did. No, and it's a great
It was
show.
awesome.
I think that right now Grant's channel is just out overtaking Bryson.
Yeah, like if
it's
you
not
scroll
Grace-
the golf
yeah.
feeds,
Yeah.
like I saw way more clips of the Justin Thomas Grant Horvat showdown than I did of the Dude Perfect in my feeds.
Well, that's because the Dude Perfect video released a couple days ago.
But getting back to point though,
what else has Bryson done that, Rich, help me here. I don't even know. Like, what am I doing? He thinks that Bryson's channel is reigning supreme this year. It reigned supreme last year.
We're arguing with a child, so if there is 0,
26 years old.
This is what dreams are
I
made
swear to
of.
God, you guys rip on me 13 or 14 more times, I'm out of here. But going back to the main point, 31
The reigning
under.
supreme channel. Go ahead.
31 under. Like, we got off in this tangent
Oh
about
my
Grant
God.
Yes.
and why he did better.
insane.
31, tied for the best 4-round. Amazing.
Well, and someone else was like, well, somebody else shot a lower score. Like, they were more than 31 under, but it was at a higher par golf course
There you go.
event. So they were minus a greater number, but their overall total
And did
was
they
not
get a
as
cowboy
low.
hat?
Wait,
No.
explain that. I'm
So
not checking.
there was somebody else, and I forgot who it was. I was just reading through the comments. They're like, yeah, so-and-so shot a 35 under. I think it was like Hideki Matsuyama or something like that. Like, yes,
Okay.
but that was at a par 73 course. So the grand total of the 4 days was not as low as Scottie's number for the grand total of 4 days.
Gotcha.
So it you know,
That's-
sort of a nuanced record there.
That's so confusing. Why would they have a 73 hole instead of a 72?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Well, this next
That's
one,
why I'm
I believe,
confused.
I believe this next coming up tournament, it's a par 70.
Oh, so
Well,
someone's going to come
It-
smash
I
Scottie's
know,
record.
I know it's lower than 72. I know that it could be either 71 or 70, but
Okay. That's crazy.
I had a lot of fun when Scottie was just dominating and winning everything and like nobody could catch him. I kind of want it back.
Right?
I had a good time.
and then he cements it with the eagle.
Oh, dude.
Well, and
Dude doesn't even care.
What's also crazy too is so the pack was really, really smashed together. Like T15 went all the way down to T25, right? So there were
Oh, wow.
tons of people, right? So you're looking at, so Scottie obviously crushing everything minus 31. You had Eric Van Rooyen. He did great at minus 23, which is still crazy that he did minus
Yeah.
23 and then still only got second.
And lost by 9.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you had Sam Stevens was minus 20. Then you're sitting there, everybody else right in the pack. Jordan Spieth with minus 19 and then minus 17 and minus 15. Like it was minus 15 to minus 20. We're only talking about 5 shots difference, and that's the top 25 people.
You know what this reminds me of? Tiger Air.
Of course it does.
Just way over here.
I would agree with him this time.
yeah.
But of course he brings
But
it
of
back.
course it does.
But of course it
He's
does.
not wrong.
Who had
Yeah.
a 15-shot deficit, you know.
Wasn't this the home of Scottie's very first PGA Tour event?
Yes.
How fun in full circle.
Yeah.
Like first place, first time, plays, you know, makes his debut on the PGA Tour. And then all this time later, here he is in the hat. Just
Has he ever won this event before?
No.
No.
first time win.
I'm pretty sure yes.
Good for you, Scott. Good for you.
Now he's definitely able to hit from the pro standard at his country club because on Grant's channel, he wasn't able to do that until he qualified for a major.
I love that.
Is this his home country club?
I don't know if it's
think
his
That's
home.
his hometown.
Yeah.
His hometown.
I
Yeah.
think the place that he played for the Grand
his
video
home
is
country.
his home
Because,
course.
like, dude, he was picking up the pins. He was filling the divots. He was giving Grant shit. He's like, can we put a counter on how many pins Grant has grabbed? Like, I don't think he understands how much they weigh. He's like, I am the worst.
Gary, now, what I love around the CJ Cup logo is just this really important writing. Could you read any of that for us? Sort of those lines of vertical
Oh.
text.
Is it really?
Not really.
I see a 2025 in the right
2022, probably. Hold on.
If I remember correctly, CJ is a Korean company, and all of that is Korean
corner. Is
writing.
it kanji?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was characters. I thought it was like AstroTurf or
Yeah.
That is
something.
cool. I can definitely respect that artwork. I love like
I think it's just
kanji.
writing.
No, that's protruded out.
Oh, okay.
That's like
okay.
carved in.
Yeah.
Or maybe
I thought you were referring to their words as
Artwork.
no. I want to get some kanji tattooed on me.
on your butt.
No.
Oh, come on.
On your front?
You know, get like hole in one written.
Off the rails.
Hey-o.
Whoa.
Jordan Spieth, is he
Arrow.
back? Jordan Spieth You know what?
My pick.
4th overall.
Oh, he hasn't done anything. Oh, he got his hit.
That was good. No, it's a good pick.
It was a good pick. I knew it right off the get-go.
You're kind of with Drew.
No, I mean, Jordan Spieth, I think he played a great round.
You know
Maybe
what?
it was minus 19. When you're looking at minus 23 to minus 19 is really the difference between 3rd and 4th. I mean, that's only a couple shots over 4 days of golf.
Here's a question. We're coming up to the PGA Championship 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
That will complete Jordan Spieth's Grand Slam if he gets a PGA Championship. How much would that sharp on Rory's year?
My
If
dude,
he's just like, well, I got one too. So,
Please.
I don't know. Pretty much anybody could do this.
That would be something that would happen to Rory though.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
Steal the thunder, share the spot. Oh, I love it.
Just like a month and a half later.
In a more positive note, though,
Yeah.
if we think about that, we've got some huge golfers that are playing their prime right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it is going to be, I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, do you guys think this is dad era?
Dad, like it's all the dads winning?
Yeah, because
Oh,
think
yeah,
about it.
oh,
All
yeah.
these, I mean, it's been a few years since these guys have kids, except for Scheffler, but it seems like finally, like, they're turning that corner after being, a dad.
Well, did you see Sammy, his little kid, and he was trying to get in the pictures with it? Jordan, will you take my picture of me? And he would lean in. It was adorable.
Aw.
So are we saying that you peak when you're older in golf and you're not peaking when you're younger?
No, I'm just saying all these guys that are hot right now are
Well,
in their dad era.
Like Scottie said,
So
when
we
he
said
became,
the same thing, right?
Yeah, but there's a different viewpoints because Scottie said
Yeah.
when he had a baby that he realized that this golf thing is not that big of a deal, and he loves. And I filtered a comment from listening to him last night, but you said something hilarious. He's like, "I just want to be home with my family," and he's like, "Not golf." Like, this is stupid. And then he,
I was like, yeah, it's because you only have one kid.
yeah, and one's not a newborn.
Yeah.
well, basically, that baby's still a baby.
Yeah, he's a baby.
I love that when Scotty talked about their his wife and the baby had to take the baby, took their very first flight when he was locked up in jail.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you might not be able to fly out. We don't know the rules.
And it was 8 days old.
Yeah, and so the mom just jumps on a flight. But I love that, they're always vague. Like, she didn't get a ticket on Southwest. Okay.
Facts.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
She jumped on a flight.
Right.
She's not
Probably on a PJ.
boarding group 3. You know what I
no.
mean? Ma'am, you're going to have to gate check your bag because there's no more overhead bin space.
Well,
Right.
no, they
Doubt
would be
it.
one of the first ones on the plane.
Yeah, they probably are diamond elite status.
Well, not that, just with the baby.
No, it's PJ. PJ all the way, for sure.
Yeah, they're the first ones on the plane
in 8
and the last.
And the only.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
OJ.
An
They own-
OJ?
They own their jet. Private jet's one thing, but
I've
Yeah,
never
you
heard
get
someone
flying-
say OJ
I know, I just made
for
that shit up
Gonna
right
jump
now.
on the OJ.
own jet.
The juice.
It's
Hey,
made
he
by
was a
Bronco.
golfer.
It's a white.
Oh my God. It's getting out of control.
Moving on.
I do like the fact that they were using rangefinders.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. You know what I mean? What are we doing? We're pacing off steps from a sprinkler head. Just
I did
use the
that too.
rangefinder. Let's speed things up a little bit.
Wait, they were using it on the Bryan Nelson, the CJ Cup?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're starting to do it in some tournaments this
That's
year. and-
awesome.
Yeah, they're experimenting. They're hoping it'll help with pace of play.
I absolutely love it. I just didn't they must have how was I watching it and didn't see it?
I want to know, how far do we fast forward ahead? Do they have carts with the screens in them?
Right?
With the yardage right up there? They're like, well, we're trying to solve pace of play.
Love
These guys
it.
are just whizzing around in carts, tapping the screen, ordering a transfusion.
I'm gonna get excited when they go to the territory where they're not supposed to be, and it stops on them.
Oh, they got to reverse and it takes
That is
forever.
the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
That's going to be John Daly's cart because, he's driving on the tee box and just gets out and hits.
We got a 30-second segue to a Gary story.
30
seconds.
seconds max.
At a
Starting
really
time
nice
now.
course, Mistwood, literally the most caring carts ever, shut you down everywhere. And I abide by the rules. I had to go to the other fairway because I hit a banana ball into the other fairway. I thought I was taking the greenskeeper route. No. I am
No.
on a tee box all the way back, oh no.
You didn't know you were on a
No,
tee
I
box?
was going over the hill and I was thought this was a greenskeeper pathway because they got him and you could go down that way. Nope. I'm instantly on a tee box. I go, oh no. Guy comes around, just older guy laughing at me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm that kid that he's like, yep. Yep.
Then you do like the forever backup.
You would think. But 3 of those guys out of the foursome had to push hard for 50 feet. Without them, I would still be at Mistwood.
Oh my God.
So thank you, gentlemen. And I am not that guy, but I was the
You were
worst
that
type of that guy that day.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There's nothing like, embarrassing yourself at a high-end golf course.
Right.
It's just the disrespect to the tee, though, and stuff. It's just like, you're not supposed to be here. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
But I feel like yesterday we did pretty good.
Oh, we were wonderful. Etiquette through the roof.
Yesterday was a good day.
It was a great day.
For anyone curious, Gary and I had the wonderful opportunity of playing Erin Hills. Gary's got the hat on to prove it right there. So
class is so nice.
here's sort of the quick rundown and how we ended up playing a top 100 golf course yesterday. Before it opens, we were the first official group playing on the course for the entire year.
Wow.
You want to talk about pure? Like not a ball mark, not a pitch mark, no divots, no nothing.
No divots in the fairways.
Nothing. And the fescue is still chopped down for the winter. So we were playing on just this beautiful, pristine, slightly easier than it should
Slightly
be.
easier.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Knee-high terrain is what they usually have in the fescue. And this was just this
It was
beautiful. You could find your
lawn
ball.
grass.
Yeah, the caddies, walking by far with the guys I play with, and the etiquette that was we played honors. Everybody was instantly quiet when you stepped up to your pre-shot routine. The caddies found the ball. You're walking, just taking the course. It was just perfect day. Perfect.
Here's
course.
the setup.
Go on.
This is going to be the home of the 80th U.S. Women's Open.
When?
Okay. In 3 weeks, give or take. I'm going to be covering the event. I get an email. They're like, hey, media preview day. We're inviting the media out to come out and play the golf course, get a look at it before a major.
I'm in.
Yeah. I'm like, a quick little 2.5 hour drive. It sounds like I could be up for that. Never played Erin Hills, and I've wanted to. But the main thing that's held me back from playing is the fact that it's $450 a round. So
$450?
Yeah, so I haven't had a chance to swing up there and whack
without
a few.
the caddy.
That's like
Does
10
that include the
Masters
caddy?
hats.
Probably not. Probably does not include caddy fees. It's usually separate.
Which is traditional walking at this course also.
How much is caddy fees usually?
It depends.
Never played it before.
You're between at a good course, it's going to be between 100 and 200, depending. Give or take.
You're talking about 600 bones to play one round?
Yeah, to just be a hack and slap it around.
I don't know about that.
I just
know.
realized Gary's wearing the hat.
Gary's wearing
Very
the hat.
good. We just pointed at it.
That's
6
awesome.
times.
See? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Holy shit. Dude, this does not feel like we are a 2.5 hour car ride from Flat here, Illinois.
No.
Unbelievable. I mean, the undulation on this golf course
Ding. Undulation.
is unbelievable. I mean, there's parts in the fairway where you're heaving an uphill walk just mid fairway.
And before you even get there, there's this church called Holy Hill. And to me, it was Dracula's lair. But it just comes out of nowhere and it's this castle. And you see it from numerous tee boxes. And it is wildly amazing.
Where's it at?
It is
Washington County, Wisconsin. About
That's
half
where it is.
hour northwest of Milwaukee.
Way out there. We passed some ski lifts on the way there. You're getting in the hills.
Nice.
And it's huge. A lot of the courses around here that kind of run back and forth and they fit in this little square piece of property. And then there's houses and streets and a White Castle up the street. No, not this thing. It's hundreds of acres. The holes just go in every direction and you're gone. There was a point where they're hey, we're going to send a shuttle over to move you guys to the next hole because from the tee box to where you are, it's just easier because this course is huge.
Wow.
And you can
Huge.
see the whole thing. I felt like
It's
it was
all-
as big if not just a little smaller than Cog.
It's all open, right?
Because there's 4 courses and there's
It's
only
wide
one.
open. There's not a tree out there. So
No.
the wind gets blowing. So it's almost akin to a links style golf course where trees are not the hazard. It's long grasses, huge, ridiculous bunkers everywhere. There are coming up to 18th hole. I'm looking at it. I'm just if I miss an inch in any direction, I am in these just treacherous bunkers. I mean, it was very fun and probably, I would say, up there with one of the most difficult golf courses I've ever played.
And
For reference, for my brain,
Yeah.
is this like the Bolingbrook Golf Club when we went for Live Chicago?
I would say there are some aspects, a lot less
Like
water,
open.
very open, way more hills. Like you're hitting off of like super cool, fun, high elevated tee boxes to like way down their greens or
That's awesome.
blind tee shots where the caddies, and I love this. They're like, okay, we're going to go on the hill. Just hit it over our heads. Just aim right at us. Just like, well, that's not usual where you just pick a couple of guys you don't really know and aim at them that didn't piss you off, you know? But it was great. They're like, yeah, just we're going to stand on top of the hill. Just hit right over us.
That's awesome.
Nice. I'm like, okay.
what made
So
it
who
like,
was? Sorry, I was just gonna. Who was in your group?
So this was the great thing. The U.S. Open is put on by the USGA, the governing body of golf. They set the rules. They're a part of this golf ball rollback. They're like on the higher level of golf and the whole rules playing. And I got to play with the CEO of the USGA.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're like, we were kind of reading through the list, looking through the names, and I'm like, oh, Group 1A, and there's my name. And there was the guy who was just speaking, like, to welcome everybody here, the CEO of the entire USGA, and I'm in his group.
So it's just the two of you?
And then there was two other guys. And the other one was a DJ from the No Laying Up podcast, which I've listened to for years. Wonderful show. They've been around forever. They're kind of like the OGs in the golf podcast game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. It's always great. Like when you're hearing somebody talk and you're like, wait, I know your voice.
Yeah.
Well, let me close my eyes and say that again. Nice. And
nice.
this other guy, Rob, he was with the Wisconsin. I should have wrote it down. They're like sort of in Chicago, we have the CDGA, the Chicago District Golf Association.
Yeah.
They are sort of like you keep your handicap through them. They have a publication. A lot of tournaments go through them. Well, he was the Wisconsin version of that. Sort of, they organize big events, like the handicap system for the state and all that goes through it. So that guy he runs that entire organization. So it was kind of like a very fun foursome group. And then directly in front of us, the group for hole 2 was
Should I
Gary.
talk about my group?
Let us know who you at. 'Cause
I'm
Gary-
so excited.
Wait, I knew you played. I thought you were in his group.
So no, like we couldn't do it, which is fine. And
They picked the groups. They spread it out. Gary was in the separate group, but it was perfect because we got to meet more people. It was a lot of
that's
fun.
awesome.
Gary,
Dan's
go ahead.
like,
Who's in your
I'm
group?
playing with the CEO, and I'm like, honestly, like I'd rather have you play with him and get to talk to him, and like I don't want to be a part. But then I get to play with the CCO,
COO.
no, Chief Commercial Officer.
Oh, I thought he was the chief operating officer. Oh, you had the CCO. Okay, got it.
So basically
PGA?
JP of the
Of the
USGA,
USGA.
and he was also a 9-year commissioner of the LPGA. So I mean, he puts on this wonderful event, and like he is without a doubt a stud at golf. We played honors, and I had honors for like 4 or 5 holes, but he had honors the whole day, and literally just wherever he hit, I'm like, oh, just follow that, and like replicated his swing, and it was just such a nice transition of like talking and like, and also it was his best friend was the CEO, so they'd known each other 40 years, went to college together and stuff. I'm like, dude, it'd be awesome for you to be on the show, and he's like, that'd be great, and I got his number, and he birdied 4 holes, I birdied 3, didn't lose a ball. He shot 77, I shot 80, and the caddies on 18 said, this hole, you'll see a handful of people make it a birdie, and literally John hit it a little bit off to the right, like 260. Then he, hits up to like 167, and he pushes it to 4 feet, makes the birdie. And I'm like, man, John took that
He's
as
dialed.
That's awesome.
like, let's go. And I was like, that was sick. And we birdied every hole that, whatever.
So Dan, in your group, who would you say was the best golfer?
So here was a fun comment made by Mike, the CEO. He was like, guys, I got to be honest. He goes, I play in a ton of pro-ams. Usually every one of our events we put on, I'm in the pro-am, and they put a bunch of people with us. He goes, I also do tons of these media days. We do it for every single event we put on. He goes, this is without a doubt the best group of golfers that I have played with at any of these events to date. Like, he goes, huge compliment to you guys. He goes, but also like, thank you for me. Like, this is fun. Like, we are playing golf. We all just were like on. It was just a fun day. Like, I felt like I was playing like midsummer, like in my stride, like striking the ball. Of course, we all had like a couple misses. None of us are pros. You know what I mean? That's why we're out here playing the media day, not,
from 6,800, which is not that close, but
So I honestly don't have, like, there was not like a clear, like, you took the cake. It was like, we'd all step up, bomb drives, and then walk 4 wide down the fairway, just talking. And then once we get to about the distance we all drove the ball, we'd fan out and get to our balls, hit again, and then group up and walk. It was just such great golf. It was so fun, such a cool time.
And when you putted, like I was draining putts. Because like you put online and you got the read from the caddy and you're like, really, I don't see that, but okay. And you trust it. And it goes in. You're like, dude, this is like John 2-putted from everywhere. Like literally everywhere. Off the green, 20 yards, up a hill, down to 1 foot. I'm like, dude, like it was fun to watch.
So you got to tell you a little insight into you're walking 4 wide down the fairway.
Yeah.
Like, what's the conversation like? I mean, you're with the CEO of the PGA, like,
Dude, it was fun.
USGA.
Like,
USGA
of the USGA, not PGA.
You,
So, well, here's the funny thing.
All right.
Whenever I put together an outfit, whatever golf outfit, it's always, what do I want to wear? What's the weather? And then what's the hat that brings it all home?
Yeah.
And I felt like my blue PGA Championship hat just was like fitting for my outfit. I just went with it. And of course, the PGA is sort of a competing organization to the USGA. The PGA Championship, which is 2 weeks out, that's their major. The US Open, which is like 5 or 6 weeks out, that is the USGA's major. There's like the PGA Championship says we're the strongest field in golf. And the US Open says, well, we're the greatest test in golf. Like we're going to be the hardest challenge, So they're always trying to like differentiate themselves. And so here I wear a PGA Championship hat
to the USGA.
The USGA event for the Women's US Open.
With the CEO.
And it was great. So we're walking up to the first tee and he goes, hey guys, since you're golfing with me, I always like to bring a little something for everybody. And he gave me this really cool ball marker, like a really nice USGA ball marker with like a mini ball marker on the inside that's like a magnet, like went right
like
in.
A nice $40 ball marker.
Easily. And he was like, even though you're wearing a PGA hat. And it was my Valhalla hat. And all I said was, free Scottie. And he was like, oh my God, that was insane. So for that whole hole, we're just talking about like Scottie, like
nice
the arrest. Like it was great. So it was just that. Like we all got to know each other. Like, so what'd you do? How'd you get into this, that? Like everybody's kind of sharing their stories, telling jokes.
Yeah.
It was just fun. Like I felt like we never got like deep in the weeds of like talking any like major business. It was just like getting to know each other and having fun and like making jokes and like always, and one of the most beautiful things about golf, like when it's all over, we're all like dapping each other up and like hugs, like we got to do this again. Like, and like you go from the first tee where it's like, hi, how are you? Good to meet you. Good to meet you. To the end, like, oh, we're best friends now. Like, oh, come on. So it was great, man. There was nothing wildly spoke of, but just tons of just fun, getting to know each other, conversation, everybody sharing their stories and asking each other questions and talking golf, talking, events they're looking forward to, events. It was even just fun hearing, the CEO talk about how, some of his thoughts on some of the courses they're playing and what they're excited about, what they're not, like what they know are going to be really difficult courses to host at, but they're big feature events. And, he talks about like, Oakmont, he's like, so a lot of times the US Open will have to go to a course and really figure out how do we kind of turn the screws up on this? Like, where do we need to go out rough? Do we need to change bunkers? Do we need to maybe get the lip of this bunker higher? So if these guys are bailing out in this green side bunker, well, we can't make that an easy out. So how do we now kind of, increase the difficulty on this? He goes, Oakmont, we do nothing.
Wow.
He goes, the challenge is Oakmont. We just make sure that everything is like nothing changed, no problems. We're all good here. He goes, but Oakmont is the challenge. And what's wild is that's where the US Open is going to be coming up in 5 or 6 weeks. That we played in Erin Hills, Wisconsin, Monday morning. They were doing the media preview for Oakmont Tuesday morning. So like guys were like, hey, are you guys at Oakmont tomorrow morning? Like, are you not? I'm like, it's in Pennsylvania. Like, no, I'm not going to be at Oakmont tomorrow morning. Like, I got like a 3.5 hour drive home.
Well, your guy was like looking for my guy. He's like, where's JP? Like, dude, he's like, we got a play to catch. I'm like, he's coming up. He's like, all right, good. He's like, how was your day? I'm like, it was awesome. All right, see you later.
Yeah, it was fun. It
but
was,
then
it was
caddies
wild.
also like were so knowledgeable of the course, and like my caddy was so cool. I go, I kind of went into Tiger mode instantly because I've never had a caddy, never walked a course like that. So I was just going to pretend like I was Tiger and walk up and like just enjoy the moment. And then like literally he's like, here, he had me with a driver with my Tiger head cover on. He's like, now you're way more the part. I'll leave the head cover on for you. I'm like, dude, that's a good caddy. And I was like, if I have a question, I'll ask. But if not, I don't want to really know anything. And like, he was so cool about it.
It was a good time.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great time.
Yeah. I don't know when I'll be back at Erin Hills for a time like that again anytime soon.
So thank you, USGA.
Oh my God. The course was closed. We were the only ones out there. There was like
food was amazing.
6 or 7 groups. Oh, dude. I mean,
discounts on the hat.
Discounts on the hat.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Speaking of wild stuff happening at golf courses, did you guys see this crash landing of an airplane onto a golf course?
Oh my God, yes.
Out at the Riv. The Riv has sort of had an interesting year. We know the wildfires were completely surrounding it.
That's a good crash landing.
They moved the Genesis away from the Riv because of so much going on. It's back open. People are playing. And Rich, I don't know what kind of plane this is. I don't know if you have any clue or anything you could tell us since you know how to fly planes.
That is
Wait,
true.
you know how to fly planes?
I do know how to fly planes.
Wait, you know Rich knows how to fly planes?
No.
I was a pilot for Delta.
No, you.
Dude,
no
he was.
way.
Isn't that baller? Dude, that's baller.
Dude, dead ass.
Yeah.
No cap.
way,
Bet.
dude.
Yeah.
I got some questions.
We all do.
So that's a Cessna 172. It's a
Naturally.
I have hundreds of hours in that plane. You know, I was an instructor in that plane. Yeah. So I know that plane very, very well. It's the guy did, I'm guessing that's a private one because it had wheel fairings on it. So usually the trainer ones don't have the wheel fairings on it, but the guy did an absolute fantastic job.
I was going to say
The
that.
engine
There's no marks on the grass.
He lost power to some effect, right? Because it came in silent, right?
Oh,
like
100%. Yeah. So, and you knew he lost power because the prop wasn't spinning.
Yeah.
Right. And everybody always thinks, and movies drive it. It absolutely drives me nuts. Movies think that when you lose power, everybody just goes, the plane goes down.
It makes like that cartoon noise, like.
That was actually really good.
Thank you. I'm good at that one. Yeah.
But has everybody heard of a glider? It doesn't have a motor. It's the same thing. So when a plane loses an engine, it just becomes a glider, right? Now, it doesn't go quite as far as the quote gliders do because of the wing aspect ratio and all that kind of stuff, but it becomes a glider. So he had, when he lost his engine, he did what we all train to do constantly. That's what your training is mostly engine outs.
Just crash prevention or.
Right. And it's, so you pull your engine, you know, and so when you're simulating it, you have your instructor, he just pulls it out and he keeps his hand on the thrust. He's like, you can't take that. That's mine. So then, you know.
But I need it.
Right. Because otherwise you just push it forward and you're like, oh, because that's on your checklist to do, right? But no, so he came in and he found a great field. He found a golf course. And the other thing he did really well was there was a lot of undulation.
There was a ton of undulation.
Ding.
That he was ding. So he was able to maintain it, didn't wreck the plane, didn't anything, didn't prop strike. Like,
well, and like there was even points where you could see like oh, there's a bunker, and like oh, back to the fairway. Like
kind of get through the car path right there.
He kind of went with it too. It wasn't like he was fighting. Like he just went with it.
You got to
so,
own
like,
it. That's what's going on.
It was going this way. He didn't try to fight to turn it. He just kind of let it go down.
We saw like the day that this happened. Like, I mean, it was all over my social. Just everywhere when I was scrolling, and it was just this plane coming in hot to the Riv. Do you guys know who filmed like the original video, the main video we've all seen that has been going all over the internet?
no.
What state was this in?
It's going to be like Grant or something like that.
Roger Steele.
no
way.
kidding.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
wild.
This was Roger Steele out there
Holy
filming this.
God.
Yes. Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Oh,
Yeah.
man. And you talked to Roger. He's going to be on the show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I cannot wait to ask him about this.
And then be like, hey, do you want to go flying?
right? Yeah.
We'll go straight to the golf course. It'll save time.
right.
Just-
Total time
That
saver.
happened
Yeah.
once.
We're
One
here.
year, Augusta decided that they wanted to sell these huge gnome-size model airplanes. I rigged it up to work and flew it over Augusta National. Then all of a sudden, it starts free falling. I hit a tree, which made it fall to the ground. As you can see, because I'm here that I was safe, I landed the plane just like this guy.
No, you didn't.
None of this
And
happened.
that was the last year they sold that item. You idiot. You know that tree fell right on top of my house. You were probably too drunk to realize it at the time.
Gnomes have houses?
My family suffered greatly because of you. It forced me to have to sell my favorite pieces of art on the Gnome Book Marketplace just to get enough money to build our new house. And what I remember, you didn't land nicely at all. You landed in the middle of Ray's Creek. They had to pull you out of there. I bet you were too drunk to remember.
Did any of this happen? Yeah, of course it did.
So do gnomes, are they like elves and they live in trees, or do they like?
Yeah, or do they have
They
like
steal underpants.
like standalone structures?
No, it's like the Smurfs.
It's like the
You know,
Smurfs.
they
They're
have
like
their
those
own
little
little
like
village.
like those
Mushroom
little-
villages?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's like gnome wars, you know,
Right.
like, hey, the other village is here.
Or is it like Lord of the Rings where the hobbits live in holes in the ground or something?
No, they
like-
live in the forest
Josh
area
is so
of
sure.
Augusta.
No.
Listen.
I've spent enough time with these two,
Too much
especially
time.
that one. They live in houses like tiny, almost like those TV shows, Tiny Home,
Okay,
but
yeah.
even smaller because they're tiny,
right.
and
Naturally.
they live out there. They got houses. They're constructive.
That's awesome.
Wow. You know what? Right here on Gnome Facts. I will say, though, good thing. Everybody was safe and sound. Nobody got hurt. Airplane landed just fine. Roger Steele was okay. How wild is that, though?
That is
Yeah,
so
it's
wild.
Did he do like a good because you watch things that like fights and car crashes and they're like filming it. Oh, let's just not film it.
He did good with
You
it.
did good.
Oh, no. Roger's dialed.
Nice.
He was there for the content.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting this.
Dude, there was one, man, this is so off topic, but I was like scrolling through back when the wildfires were happening, and a lot of that we had to watch like on social media to see what was happening. And then there was this like kid who was like a social media influencer, and he's like standing by the fires on the road, and he's speaking to Content Kings. He was like, had this sad music, and he kept like zooming in on it, and then like show himself like, man, like this is my hometown, whatever. And I was like, oh, I wonder if he has more updates. And like I scroll, and the very next one, he was doing like one of the TikTok dances in front of the fire. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, what world do we live in? Like, I want out.
Wonderful.
We're capturing both audiences.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Just sad, tear jerking.
I thought you were gonna say the next one is he died.
No.
Jesus.
Do
Nothing like
TikTok
whipping
dance.
a nay in it in
So
the forest fire.
I will say Roger Steele did not break into TikTok dance in front of the crashed airplane.
No,
So he,
no.
had some
Oh,
respect
man.
for the moment. I want to touch on this real quick. We were talking a lot about the NFL draft last week. Obviously, we talk about a lot of golf every week. But we had a little bit of a tragic accident on a golf cart.
Yeah.
Josh, you found this one. I've heard a little bit about it, but could you kind of pepper in some details here on what happened?
Yeah, so Jeff Spurback, who was a longtime agent of NFL legend John Elway, who was a quarterback of the Denver Broncos, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, NFL MVP.
Owner of the Broncos as well.
Oh, he's the owner of it now? Okay.
Ooh.
He
Part owner. I don't think it's full, but
He had a tragic golf cart incident at Madison Club in La Quinta, California. It occurred April 26th, and he passed on April 30th.
Oh my God.
So what happened was he was right on the back of the golf cart at Madison Golf Club in the community, and it was him, Elway, and their wives, and another person that was unnamed.
And Elway was driving, right?
Elway was driving, yeah. And then it seemed like he just fell. It didn't
In
say if
some
it was like a
way-
stop and he went forward, because if you stop, you go backwards. So he must have accelerated,
You go
didn't hold
forward,
on,
then you go
fell,
backwards.
hit his head, and then was transported directly to Desert Regional Medical Center in Palm Springs, and he was put on life support. Yeah.
That's horrible.
It's wild. Having a great time, whizzing around in the golf cart.
And what's so crazy is like this could happen to any one of us at any time.
Oh my
like,
God.
the crazy shenanigans we've done on golf carts and driving around our neighborhood and doing all just hanging off the back and stopping the gas as somebody's getting ready to sit down and
Well, right. Like people are like, flying in small planes, that sounds dangerous. Like those guys landed on the golf course are totally fine. And then
Right.
different guys ride away from the golf course and then that's it.
so tragic.
I almost
Ugh.
perished via golf cart last summer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think
Was
about
that
it,
when I rolled you out of the cart?
And then Gary came up
Is it
flying next
we're
to
like
me.
instantly telling hilarious stories. Did we take long enough? I don't know. Did we
Well,
need like a little
I mean,
longer of a moment of silence here?
that's kind of what I was saying, though, right? Like you guys just messing around on the course over there. You get rolled off, which had there been some kind of a rock, some kind of a pavement, some kind of anything.
It was a graceful roll, I will say.
Yeah,
Right.
Josh rolls wonderfully.
But
I'd
even
be
with a
shocked.
graceful roll, you
I was
could
trying to
have
get
hit
you,
your
though.
head, you know, like
What? That's
I
all
don't
it takes
remember
is-
this. I was trying to get you.
Yeah.
Nice.
you trying to run him over.
Yeah, he tried to run me over.
I
after
wanted to
got rolled
probably
out the
scare him
vehicle.
because I want to scare people.
Can we play this game? I've been waiting to play, or should we wait?
No, we could play it.
Like,
Nah,
Rich, do we wait?
We wait. We wait.
All right, we wait.
We wait.
what the hell?
All right, fine,
We,
we'll
do
wait.
we can do the show later on. We gotta wait.
All right.
I want to talk about the live.
Which part? Bryson winning?
Heck yes.
All right, fine. What do you want to talk about?
All right, fine.
Bryson back in the winner's circle?
Absolutely
Not holding a
love
major
it.
trophy?
Like absolutely love it.
Oh, the beer's good, dude.
You know, it's so wild, though, like that Bryson performs so well in majors, always in the mix, always, I mean, either final group or like overstaying warm because he could be going into a playoff. Like we never know. But then like back on live, like we're not seeing him, you know, dominate the same way. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, is it a change of mentality? Is it the field is that strong? Is it because, you know, I don't know. He's
got
terrified of
his
Niemann.
generational wealth. He doesn't mind winning those, but majors are most important, and YouTube's more fun. And he's already got the money, so it's like, oh, whatever.
So you think he goes out there and like,
It's a combination of everything. YouTube, the money he's already got from Live.
this is your theory.
This is my theory, and like the majors are more important. Just like Brooks Koepka said, doesn't try till then, but now he seems to be trying.
Yeah, but the crazy thing too, though, is like Brooks and John and those guys. Like, I don't feel like they're coming out and showing as well at Masters. Like
Okay,
Bryson
here's a
is.
question. Scottie Scheffler has generational money, nothing to worry about. You know, wife can jump on a PJ because he got thrown in jail. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
And shooting minus 31.
Right. He's still winning on the PGA Tour. Does that mean he has a stronger competitive spirit?
No, but another relative thing to think is every time they play, they're in like Hong Kong, Dubai. They're taking like 20-hour flights to these places that they've never been to. They don't know the country. They don't have any type of like, you know, rapport.
But so is everyone.
Yeah, but true. But like Scotty's not doing that. Scotty's just flying to Texas. He's in Texas. So like that makes a huge difference, you know.
But Bryson is I mean,
Spectacular golfer, but you put Scotty
clearly
on a
one of the best
plane.
in the world. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and if he was getting all of the OWGR points that he deserved, I think, you know, it would be top 3, top 4, top 5, like I don't know, whatever. I don't know.
Why can't they get that figured out?
Korea. Like
Why? Like
what?
the whole thing, you're sitting there
They don't
explaining to me
want
about the UGA and the PGA and all that. It's like, so they're all different, playing in the same tournaments, like, and everybody's competing against everybody, saying I'm the best and we're the most challenging and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, wait, all of those different companies get PGA points, and you go to the FedEx Cup,
well,
except for Live.
like the USGA, like the US Open, and that they get official world golf ranking points. They don't get FedEx Cup points.
Okay.
FedEx Cup points only happen at PGA Tour events, leads towards the FedEx Cup, which is sort of like the playoffs, like the championship of the PGA Tour season. But those all also give you official world golf ranking points, just like you can go play on the DP World Tour and get official world golf ranking points.
But Live doesn't give you official world golf ranking
correct.
points.
And their point, well, the one point was like, well, it's a no cut event, so you're just playing against yourselves. How do you get points for that? It's like, okay, well, signature events in the PGA Tour are no cut events, and we're getting official world golf ranking points for those. Like, okay, well, it's not a 4-day weekend; they're only playing 3 days. It's
Understandable.
The PGA has been the PGA for so long, and they're like, how dare somebody come up and like try and change things? Like, we've done it so long.
Do you think that Live sort of, it had like this, came on the scene, wild, took all these big golfers, all this attention, and no, they weren't on any major television network, but it was so wild that like they just had a ton of spotlight. Do you feel like the spotlight is a little dimmer at this point. Like we're into it. We're in the third season. Still kind of not like a good way to watch it. Like
Nobody talks about a live tournament like they talk about the Masters coming up or the PGA or the US Open. They're not like, oh, I can't wait to watch Bolingbrook.
well,
No.
we can't compare majors to tour events.
True, okay.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but still the
But
same
nobody's
thing.
talking about Sawgrass then.
I mean, was anybody really talking about the CB whatever last week?
We were.
Well, yeah, but
But
CJ
golf
Cup,
show.
Bryson Nelson.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I mean,
Like,
Byron
I
Nelson
can't even
is a
say what it
legend,
is.
dude.
Like,
Well,
Yeah, like that's definitely going to be more talked about than Live Korea. Like,
this is still an experiment, too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we're in the third year of the experiment. I'm asking if the spotlight is dimmed.
Oh,
but
without a
I
doubt.
feel like Live Miami was talked about a lot. There was a lot going on around
Yeah, because
Live
it
Miami,
happened like during the day, our time.
right?
Like I had I get the Live app notifications, and they're
Right.
like, players are taking a tee. I was like, it's like midnight. I'm
Right.
like, wait, what?
do we know what their international viewage is?
I do not know what the international viewage is.
Because that could be a completely different story then. Like, say if they're not hot here locally, but they're traveling all around the world and they're getting all these international viewers.
Kind of like soccer. Like
Yeah.
literally nobody I know even remotely cares about soccer, but across the planet, there's a ton of viewers.
It's the biggest sport in the world.
It's the biggest sport in the world, except for in the biggest market in the
Like, how
world.
many
So I
times
don't know
has
how-
Bryson been to
Actually, no,
Korea?
biggest market in the world is UK
So I don't know how
What?
this.
for soccer.
Yeah.
No, just the biggest market. Just the market in general, not the
Oh.
biggest market for soccer. I'm saying the biggest sport in the world doesn't matter in the biggest market in the world.
Oh, okay. I get what
You
you're
know
saying.
what I mean?
So I don't know how this compares to PGA events, but it says on average, Live is getting about 500,000 average viewers. So I don't know where.
I know like some of the bigger events are into the several million, for like a PGA Tour Sunday.
If you hit 1 million on a live show, that's kind of like solid. I feel like anything below that is you're struggling.
Except for like TGL, but I don't think that was meant to be like, because it was evenings, it was nighttime. They were pumped about 800,000 viewers.
Yeah, but they
Average-
also threw it right in prime time.
Yeah. Fair
PGA
enough.
Tour viewership for regular events is 2 million.
Yeah.
Championships can reach over 10 million. And then they increase with majors, obviously, like the Masters and stuff like that.
Look at Gary rolling out some stats. Love
Look
it.
at you, Gary.
The CJ Cup, they
You
just
get you a
they did,
laptop.
2.9 million is what they had last weekend.
Because
So, and that's their average. So I don't know. Like,
what I'm
It's definitely
curious about
more.
is as we crawl, inch at a time towards some sort of a deal, some sort of a cross tour agreement, which who knows if it'll ever actually happen. I'm wondering if the bargaining power begins to dwindle as time just keeps going. It's still difficult to watch. There's not as much talk about the Live Golf Tour because it's not as like shocking and new and where'd Phil Mickelson go and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. I felt like early on, it was like, oh my God, Live is like absorbing the PGA Tour. And Jay Monahan's going to go be the CEO of this new company. And and DP World Tour is getting folded in. LPGA kind of got left out, whatever. And now it seems sort of like, hey, could Live be a part of PGA still, please, maybe? Like,
I have a feeling there's going to be a buyout.
in what direction?
PGA buying Live.
I don't know.
well,
I say 3 years. There's never going to be a merge, but 3 to 5 years, PGA is going to buy Live.
But they're
Or-
not going
or-
to pay these guys their contract fees.
or what happens so first off, I agree with you. I do think that the candle that Liv held is not quite as bright.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a lot of talk pulling all those people away, but do they throw a bunch more money into Liv and all of a sudden
Just get
Rory's playing over
another
there?
new wave of big
And
players.
Scottie's playing over there now, and they just hand them the bag, and it's like, hey, do you want the Brinks truck to pull up to your house because you can go play over here in Hong Kong?
Well, I feel like if they stuck closer to home, I feel like a lot more people would sign over there with those big money contracts. But people, especially like we talked about earlier, that it's the dad era for these guys. They don't want to be traveling across the world every other week.
13 times total throughout the entire year.
Yeah, but still.
That's
Yeah,
once
but-
a month.
Right. And so, and I do respect the fact that they're trying to take, like, say, F1, for example, is a global organization.
Yep.
NASCAR would be a lot more of like a US based organization. Monstrosity here in the United States. I don't know how well it does, in Brazil or something. I have no idea. F1, they've said, we are looking at a global market and we want to have massive events all around the entire planet. And so to take something like golf that is huge globally, I mean, we know that like one of the, the top biggest golf markets are over in Asia. We obviously know how big it is in Europe. I mean, that's the home of golf. We look at like Live Golf Adelaide is a gigantic event for the Live Golf Tour. It's a gigantic event in any sense of golf events. So I appreciate the fact that they are trying to capture that global audience instead of just going, well, we can just bring it back to the US. These guys don't really want to fly anywhere. I don't know. I think, I don't, you know what? I honestly don't even know what I know.
But I
don't think they should turn around and go backwards on what they're trying to do.
What I would love to see is, so NFL is compared very much there to US market, right?
Yeah.
But look at how much international stuff they're doing. They're playing, they played in London, they played in Germany, they're playing in Brazil, they're playing multiple times in London. This year they've just expanded again to where they're doing even more overseas stuff.
Are they playing on a football pitch?
But that's also them
technically,
reaching
yes,
kind of, yeah.
Well,
that's what they have. That's what
it is a pitch, But,
yeah.
But I mean, there's even been talks of the NFL expanding and putting 4 teams over in Europe, which
full time.
See, that's
So you're
so
talking about
odd.
one organization doing that, reaching out to the other ones, asking them to be a part of this, not a competing thing, trying to rock it out.
The thing is,
You're
that's
100%
called the National Football League.
Yeah, but it don't matter if it makes money; they're going to change stuff.
The other cool
Well,
thing.
they'll call it the International
Yeah,
Football League.
right.
I'm just looking forward to rooting for the Manchester Packers. I just can't wait to
What
get a
Is
hat.
that the only
But I
team
would
you know
like-
because of the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what my point is, what I would love to see is if PGA somehow figures out how to combine with Live, and so Live is the international arm, PGA is the national arm. I think it
But
could
isn't
marry
that what
it.
the DP World Tour is?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Hey, Josh, on the edge of my desk over there is a plastic bag with a couple of hats in it. Would you grab that for me?
What's crazy is though, like there's these other tours like Hooters, you can make money and all this other stuff, and like there's no issue with that. It's because, like you said, the
Yeah.
ego thing.
Yeah, send that over this way. Here you go. So here's what I decided. I wasn't really a big football guy. I went to the draft.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I think I could like football.
You got to have.
I haven't picked a team yet, so I just got an NFL hat.
Nice.
I'm a football fan now.
What's the other one? Packers.
I bought that's a gift. That's a gift for someone else. It's a Packers hat. It's a gift.
Oh,
But I figured, I don't have a team. I'm a
See how he
football
felt
fan.
like we're gonna
There you go.
attack him for buying a Packers hat.
There
Though
you
he's like, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Nah, I got a football hat.
I could see him liking the Packers just because of their colors.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football hat.
Masters colors.
Are you gonna wear it?
No,
Nice.
I buy a hat everywhere I go. I have way too many hats. All right, we need to settle this. So there was a little bit of a debate taking place before the show started.
No.
And I want to jump into this quick. We're not going to stay here long. We don't have a ton of time. We got a lot to cover still, plus a ridiculous game I can't wait to play. Josh, what is it that you brought up in this pre-show debate?
I said bowling a 300 is harder than hitting a hole in one.
And Rich instantly disagreed and had some points to be made. And I said, save it for the show. So we didn't get to hear what those points were yet. Rich, go ahead.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire
How?
life.
Thank you.
How? Okay. Let me ask you this. How many hole-in-ones has Scottie Scheffler got in his life?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say 11.
Come on,
11?
stats guy.
All right. Yeah. We can look that up pretty easy, right?
Yeah.
How many hole-in-ones? Actually, let's see if Gary knows off the top of his head. How many hole-in-ones has Tiger Woods got in his life?
23.
23.
Wait, what?
23 or 27.
Okay. Josh, would you say that you are a professional bowler?
No.
No. Okay. Are you on any kind of are you the most elite in the elites of bowling?
I'm a scratch bowler, so whatever you make that as.
Okay. You're not playing professional. You're not getting paid. You're not even remotely close to being that good, right?
It depends.
And you've shot 2 300s like 3 weeks ago.
One.
And then there was one right before that.
My last one wasn't for a couple of years.
Okay, so how many 300s have you shot?
Tiger has
6.
20.
So Tiger Woods, the greatest
Hold on.
golfer
Tiger
of all
Woods
time.
has 3 hole-in-ones during PGA Tour events.
Yeah, 20 altogether.
So, okay, 20 altogether. So the greatest golfer of all time, the greatest golfer of all time has 20. You, amateur golfer or amateur bowler, and you just go up to like the local lanes and you have how many?
It's up to the local lanes.
You got to look at it this way.
Josh
though.
is going to go
All right,
home.
Go
now.
ahead, Josh.
Look at-
And his life subscription.
Someone look up how many hole-in-ones were caught on camera on the PGA Tour. Look that up compared to how many 300s were shot on TV for the PBA Tour.
Okay.
But nobody
And-
watches bowling.
The hole-in-one is
Hold
one
on.
shot.
Hold on. Is bowling on TV?
Yeah.
Okay. We had to clarify that.
Josh, I feel for you. I love you.
No, here's my other take.
Go on. Is this going to be
Anyone,
just as bad?
Anyone can get lucky and shoot a hole-in-one if they get a right bounce, they get something. You could hit it off a building and it could still go in for a hole-in-one. That's one shot. A 300 is 12 shots.
So, what would you guys consider to be the smartest thing on the planet? Would it be AI? The smartest thing? I would think so. It's probably smarter than any one person.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, cool. I asked it.
Oh, no.
All right.
Nice.
All
Damn
right.
it.
And
Statistically
obviously the answer's
speaking,
our way.
a hole-in-one in golf is much harder than bowling a 300 game. Here's why. Bowling a 300 game, a perfect game. Odds for a professional bowler are 1 in 460. Odds for a regular league bowler are 1 in 11,500. Hole-in-one in golf, odds of a professional golfer are
1 in 6
1
million?
in 2,500.
Oh,
So we go from the odds for a pro bowler versus a pro golfer.
pro golfer.
1 in 460 versus 1 in 2,500. And then odds for an average or amateur would be between 1 in 12,000 and 1 in 33,000, depending on skill level.
That's way off.
Key differences. In bowling, you get 12 chances / frames and control over every variable. Same lane, ball, stance, environment. In golf, you get 1 shot per hole. And the variables, wind, slope, club, terrain, are wildly different each time. So while both are incredible feats, making a hole-in-one is far rarer and generally more difficult, especially for the average person. Would you like a breakdown? No, I already printed this. No, I do not want a breakdown. What are your thoughts?
I still think because there's things in bowling that are definitely rarer than that. Like shooting 300, shooting an honor score, I feel like
What's that mean?
a 300, 800 series, a 900 series. Now, if you talk about if the debate was shooting a 900 series in hole-in-one, 900 series would probably be harder because that's 3 perfect games in a row for your 3 games at least.
If you stand up on a hill,
But
par
that's not what
3,
we were asking
120
at all.
yards, and you just get to hit, how many hours is bowling? Whatever. Like 4. So
Whatever.
you get like 4
The
hours.
disrespect,
I
Josh.
love you,
I
Josh.
know.
I
You
love
don't
you. I
have to
didn't
take
mean it
this.
like, wait, I didn't mean it
You're
that
not
way.
right, but you still don't have to take this disrespect.
I know. I chime in for no, but if I'm standing there all day, I'm making a whole one. No doubt about it.
No doubt about
You
it.
give me hours upon hours on the same, I got it.
Yeah, but what would happen if you got on a lane for a day? Are you shooting 300?
You give me the same time and effort I put into golf, sure.
I don't think so.
I know so. I'm not only do I have 300 games, I have like copious amounts of 300 games, like amount of 300 games.
Could you
Like I've gotten like 500 eagles in my life. Most people
How
don't
many
ever
hole in-
get one.
How many hole-in-ones do you have?
I have 0.
How many 300s do you have?
6.
I have 3 whole ones, but 2 count. The 1 doesn't.
Rich?
Never.
Such a spicy debate.
0.
You have 6 300s and you're trying.
Josh saying that-
wait, the greatest golfer of all time has 23, you said, right?
20.
20.
20.
20.
20.
So you're saying that you not being the greatest bowler of all time, have 6. You're only 14 300 games away.
And every time you're playing
you're
golf-
a child. You're like 22.
I'm 26.
So like by the time you're Tiger Woods age and you're amateur golfing, you're already going to have 2,300s.
And you only get
If you
4
stay on the same
opportunities per 18 normally to do
ridiculous.
it. So you have
This is the most ridiculous conversation.
I think I saw the record for the youngest in the bowling alley. I did it too.
The youngest in our local Piatone lanes that you bowled a
I
300.
don't bowl out here.
Oh, sorry. Was it Oak Lawn?
Actually, it
My
was.
God. Show me.
It was.
Oh my God, I love it.
Arena Lanes in Oak Lawn. Yeah.
All right.
I
Joke
was
stays.
15,
Keep
dog.
it. Keep it.
Oh,
Wow.
God damn.
That's insane.
All right. Can we move on to something
That's it. I
like...
lost. I will take.
Josh said that with
All
Byron.
right. At least he's taking the L. At least
Good.
he's taking the L.
I said my
Yeah,
piece.
well, you made him.
No,
Whoa, Oak Lawn.
I said my piece, and I came up with good points. I'm okay with that loss.
Well, I
Josh-
agree with the first part. You did say your piece.
Like any good spirited debate, did you change your mind after the facts that were presented? Just like any good spirited debate. Two people argue, they leave with the same point of view. That's fair. Whatever. I don't know. What else do we got here, guys? What am I
game.
leaving out? Oh, the game. Is it time? Can we just play the game?
Yeah, it's the game time.
What about Rory talking about PGA Live? Like,
Yeah, he's kind of slowed his roll a little bit, hasn't he? Well, no, not really. It's just changed again.
I feel like he just keeps moving and moving closer to like, I want Live. Because it was first, Live's the worst.
All right,
I
Gary,
can't-
you go pee while we talk about grown-up
Thank
stuff.
God.
Come on, man. Get violated over here.
Rory reiterated his support for the potential merger. While acknowledging the PGA Tour's current success, he emphasized the long-term benefits of unifying the sport, ensuring the top players to compete more frequently than just the 4 majors annually. And I agree. I want to see it.
Yep.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but I had some quotes from Eric Van Rooy, and he was kind of saying the same thing. And he actually just got an invite into a signature event, and they're like, well, how do you feel? Are you excited? He's like, no, I hate it. I just flat out hate it. I'm like, well, why? He's like, there's no cut. He's like, the field runs so deep on the PGA Tour. The skill level is so incredibly high, and to just hack half of those dudes off and just be like, no, we're going to just play on this one. He's like, yeah, I think it's dumb. Thanks for the invite. I'm looking forward to playing. It's going to be a great time. Probably guaranteed a bunch of money, but I still think it's stupid. I mean, to me, like that's like a polling deep from within like the players where the opinion matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because so many times it's like, Scottie, what do you think? Oh, Rory, tell us what you think. And it's, of course, we care what everybody thinks, but it's like dig deep. You know what I mean? Like, what's Adam Svensson think? Or what was the other Svensson?
Jesper.
Jesper.
Because he's a pro bowler, or not that guy, but there's a pro bowler who just won a major this year named Jesper Svensson.
You know what? We should ask Jesper Svensson, the golfer, which one he thinks is harder.
So here's a hypothetical world. Let's say we live in a world where PGA and Live get along great. Okay.
Okay.
So this is just a hypothetical.
Totally. This is
Right. Because this is, you know, I wonder how you would do the one. Lives can play in PGA can play in Live, but now how do you kind of do the teams? Like, I mean, because that would be kind of cool to see a Jordan Spieth or something like that, or
it's like TGL.
Yeah, you move it.
They're selected in some arbitrary way that we don't know, and then moving forward, there's trades and drafts and
that would
people
be
move in and out.
Epic.
And let's like, you know, how come, you know, Scottie Scheffler didn't play in TGL? He didn't want to, he wasn't chosen, it didn't work with the schedule, whatever. But either way, he wasn't in like the selection pool. Maybe in the future he'll want to be.
He goes, he wasn't chosen.
We don't know. Maybe like, you know what? This guy's going to be, you know, stiff as a board, and we want to have a good time. We want more Billy Horschels out there.
I didn't even think about it, the TGL format. So like you can choose to play, choose not to play, and like,
yeah, and then they cater the schedule around other big events. Like, yeah, so what if there's a live event during a Barracuda?
Right.
Like, literally no one cares. You know what I mean? Or like
Grant
the Mexico
Horvat
Open.
does.
Yeah, but he never went and played, did he?
He hasn't played yet.
Didn't it already happen?
No.
I thought the Barracuda already happened.
Did it
didn't
already happen?
Who would know? Nobody watches it.
I thought the Barracuda was like one of the first tournaments of the season. Like,
I thought it was coming up, and that was why he got the
Scottie
invite.
just posted that, and he just asked
July
him.
17th and 20th.
Oh, okay, still
okay.
coming up. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay.
because remember he still decided when he was with Scottie.
Yeah, I just thought it was
yeah.
closer. You're
Okay,
right.
yeah.
Because again, literally no one's going to watch it.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Grant's channel's gonna be huge.
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone else will get kicked off the PGA Tour because Grant played. You know, it's just a total mess.
I like how Grant said that he would take Wes as his caddy.
Oh, and
would
Scottie
be
was like, no,
awesome.
just take the other guy. I don't know either of them, but just take the other
He
guy.
goes, I know Wesley. I'll take George.
Grant had a fair point, though. He was like, no, I actually think like Wesley's like a lot more, you know, whatever.
And
Yeah.
Scottie was just messing with him the whole
You're
time.
talking about Wes that was on the show, right?
No, Wesley
no.
Bryan, the one who's been kicked off the PGA Tour. He was saying, I want to bring him as my caddy.
Oh, that's even
Which
funnier.
is so spicy.
That's
He's like, I'm
even
gonna
so
I'm gonna
funnier.
take the sponsorship exemption
Yes.
and I'm gonna bring the guy you kicked off as my caddy
how
to go play
The
it
full circle. Like
We're all the way
30,
back.
45
love
seconds.
it.
a good-
I love it.
all the way back. All right.
So good.
I was kind of hoping you were going to talk about what your caddy told you, because talk about caddies going through the rough. That was kind of cool.
Okay, you know what? I thought this was a really cool moment. Thank you, Gary, for bringing this up.
You would have shut that shit down if he didn't like it.
Yeah, instantly. So, 86 yards out, my ball's just off the fairway, kind of in the rough, in the long grass. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, okay. I'm like kind of looking at like my 50 degree, looking at my 56 degree. And Caddy goes, what are you thinking? I'm like, I'm just kind of between these two clubs, you know, 50 degree or 56. He goes, 56. He goes, I want you to accelerate through the ball. I want you to take a full swing. We're swinging through long grass. I feel like if you pick up that 50, you might get a little cute. You'll decel through the ball, and this long grass is going to eat that club alive. He goes, let's not get cute. Let's take a firm swing at the ball. Go 56. Feel good about it. Take a good swing. Accelerate through the ball.
That's
And then he
awesome.
steps back. And I was just like,
That's awesome.
I know what to do here.
That's so good. How did you execute?
Great shot. You know, I mean, the greens were very difficult, so it landed and kind of rolled and drifted and did its thing. I didn't put like, you know, all this like immaculate
Right,
Scottie
yeah.
Scheffler spin on it and
My
whatever.
caddy was like, nice shot in the fairway. Here's your club.
Yeah. So that's cool too.
No, that
But to the story I was telling,
Yeah.
it was just such like a fun, like confidence building moment. And it's been a handful of times. Sometimes I get a caddy where I'm just like, could you kind of maybe stop? Like I know how to golf enough and the stuff you're saying is confusing me. And then you get a caddy who's just like inspiring, who's like confidence building. And it was funny because Grant Horvat talked about in the video of Scottie, he was like, I'm thinking about doing a video where Ted, Scottie's caddy, comes out and caddies for me to see if it makes my score better.
Yeah.
And Scottie goes, he made my score better.
I love it.
I'm like, because that's the point. Like, it
Yeah.
really is. Like,
Yeah.
that you can have that right energy that you pair with, and they're saying certain things that, like, just lock you in on a decision, like, give you confidence, make you feel like this is the right decision. You are totally right. Like, I was more thinking distances and yardage and all this and that, but he was talking a lot more about the way we're going to attack the ball with these two different clubs. I like the attack of the ball with this one. Feel good about it. Take a good swing. Accelerate through the ball. I'm like, done. It was great. It was such wonderful advice.
That's so awesome. And the great
You're
part is
welcome.
the great part is then you executed too.
And then
Right.
Gary hit from the fairway
Yeah.
once.
What?
I saw him out on the side of a hill. Like
Oh my God.
4
I didn't hit
times.
one par three. I was like 40 yards away on every par three.
Yeah. So what'd your caddy say to you then?
He said,
He's a club.
this
It's
That's
fairway.
right. I was sitting in this chair
Oh
yesterday.
my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Let's play this game.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm so
What's
looking
the-
forward
All
to
right.
this game.
Da da
Oh,
da
Jesus.
da 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 da. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dance Golf World Show. We got a game for you. Gary's Snapchatting in the middle of the show. This whole thing's going on the internet. What are you doing? This whole thing's going on the internet. You're like Snapchatting like it's not going to happen. Like, what are you doing?
I like it.
Dan's rant of the day.
Oh my God. Well, this is exactly why this game will be fun. It is
yeah.
called What Would Gary Say? And it's a deep dive into the psychotic mind of Gary and our game of guessing what we think Gary would say. So here's the way the game goes. This is not based on fact. It is not based on information. We are not going to fact check any of these answers. It doesn't matter how close we are to reality. It is the job and the task of Josh, Rich, and myself to write down the guess closest to what we think Gary thinks, which could be anything.
I love that.
and this is one of my favorite games. So with work, I travel a lot.
All right.
So my wife hangs out with some of our really good friends and stuff like that. So they'll be out somewhere and it'll be a random night, 11 o'clock at night or something like that. And they're like, what does Rich think? And just give me a line.
Yeah.
And all three of them already have bet what I'm going to say. And then I'm like feel included because I'm traveling and I've got FOMO because they're all out having fun and, and so then they just tell me and it's like, yes. And I'm like 13 or whatever the answer is, how many TVs are in this bar? It's like,
well, we are going to dive into the wild mind of Gary.
This is going to be so good.
And hopefully figure out the way he thinks or
There's
at
a
least
balance
reveal
of logic and absolutely.
in chaos.
Oh, I'm an agent of chaos.
All right, here we go.
Joker.
Question number 1. I'm going to ask the question. Gary, you'll stay silent with your answer. You'll give us a moment. We're going to write our answer down. Hopefully not take too long. Gary, you'll reveal your answer. We'll show ours. We'll see who was the closest.
And Gary should write his answer down so he's not changing it.
All right, Gary.
I'll go bowl a 300 game really quick.
Get one of your 700 pencils.
Gary, you can't even shoot a 200.
Here.
Got a pen?
Here. You could have you want driver? Or do you want to hit an iron?
Give him driver. Give him driver.
He might slice his paper with that.
Also, I've only bowled 7 times because
I'm so looking forward to this.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Are we ready, Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
The average tour player goes through dozens of gloves each year. How many gloves does Gary think Bryson DeChambeau burns through in a single season?
Ooh.
Holy shit.
All right, I'm locked in.
Me too.
Gary, you're locked in?
Locked in.
All right. Do we want to hear Gary's answer first? Or do we want to go through ours?
Let's go through ours.
All right.
Gary,
Josh,
Gary,
go ahead.
No,
I
Gary,
said-
Hold on.
I said 27.
All right. Rich?
I said 300.
Okay. I went 78.
All right.
Gary?
780.
Oh, my God.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Because he's putting a new on every time.
Throws that
He's
shit out
wearing
every time.
2 a day, 7 days a week.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Because he's at the
Minimum.
range hitting that many balls. Then when he plays 18, he's got a new glove for his 18. I see. Yes, I like it. I was saying 1 a day. But
Rich, first point.
yes.
All right. Josh, you got points tally over here?
Yeah.
Just
All
don't
right,
worry. I'm
hold
going to
on.
win just like our picks every week.
Gary Bear gets the
I
pick
won
from his
this week.
first call. This is his
All right. Here we go. Question number 2. All right.
78.
20.
When you said 7-8, I was like, oh my God, he's
He
gonna be
said
on the money.
25.
And then I'm like, what the hell is wrong with
I
you?
said 27.
27.
What did he
sorry.
say?
I said
said
78.
He said 27.
I go through 27 gloves in 2 months.
Here we go. At the Waste Management Phoenix Open, fans are slamming beers. How many beers does Gary think are sold over the course of the weekend at Waste Management?
Saturday, Sunday?
The whole week.
The whole weekend.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. I got it.
All right.
Who Gary has not wrote down yet.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in.
I'm in.
All right, Rich, you got to write. You got to reveal first.
All right. I'm saying 90K.
Okay.
I put 5 bazillion.
All right. I went big. I went 2 million.
4 million.
I'm the closest. I get a point. Here we go.
Think about it. 100,000 people minimum per day.
Yeah. I'm
And
thinking
one
of the
person
money,
buys a
Gary.
bit. And
All
then
right.
Yep.
Nice.
Rich
nice
with
job.
1 point. Myself with 1 point.
Next
Josh
question.
still yet to get on the board. All right, here we go. Where are we at? I just had one that I wanted to do next. Oh, here we go. Augusta National, famous for its immaculate conditions, including its army of lawnmowers. How many lawnmowers does Gary think that Augusta National has?
Oh, he almost said it.
How many lawnmowers?
I'm in.
How many lawnmowers?
Yeah, remember, we're guessing what we think Gary thinks. Okay, I'm in.
All right, I'm in.
I got the point last. I said 400.
I said 236.
I said 250.
400?
I love That's my boy.
No way. On the dot? Wow.
That's wild.
That is
I'm
wild
gonna find that out though. Now.
that I guessed
On the dot.
on the dot.
Holy
Next
shit.
one.
Spending way too much time here on Gary.
Thank you.
Okay. The famous Island Green at TPC Sawgrass swallows hundreds of golf balls during the Players' Championship. How many golf balls does Gary think go into the water during tournament week?
All water?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday through Saturday, Sunday practice
Monday
rounds?
through Sunday, because
Okay.
it's a tournament week.
Okay.
Only in the water at the 17th hole, the Island Green TPC Sawgrass, the entire week.
I got it.
How many people play the Sawgrass in
Like 100 and something people.
Pretty big field, probably like 151. It's considered like
Okay.
the fifth major.
All right, so we got 150 people.
It's kind of like the fifth major, except for only PGA Tour players allowed to play in it.
right.
Ew.
So 150,
All right.
150 people.
Remember, what does Gary think?
Tiger
Right,
1-1.
right.
Did he take time to do all
2013.
this math?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he did.
All right.
Do we give a little hint? Because like
Nope.
only okay.
All right.
Everyone's in?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll go first because I had the correct answer. 268.
Oh,
Wait, you
20
know the answer?
No, that's my guess of what Gary
I
thinks.
put a 23.
I did 187.
88. Because like 17 go in.
23 wins.
Dang.
17 go in like between Thursday and Sunday usually.
On the board.
So
Okay.
like Monday through and then you
See, I
gotta
told
think
you he did math.
All right.
I told you he did
2
math.
points me. 1 point
like
Rich.
ChatGPT,
1
you guys just
point
don't know.
Josh. Okay. What else we got here? Okay.
I love this game.
Golf course irrigation is no joke. How many gallons of water does Gary think it takes to keep TPC Sawgrass greens for 1 month? To keep the TPC Sawgrasses green for 1 month.
How many
the
gallons?
It's a
entire
terrible
course.
way to word it. Yeah, how many gallons of water
It's
in
TPC
irrigation?
Sawgrass.
Yeah, is TPC Sawgrass using in a single month?
For the whole course, not just
Whole
the greens,
course.
the whole course.
I got
Whole
it.
course in a month.
Let me know when you guys are ready. I'm good.
All right, Josh, you got the last one. Go ahead.
I put 1,169 gallons.
Jesus.
All right.
I put,
How many?
1,169 gallons.
Okay.
Super specific.
That's like one sprinkler running for an hour. Anyway,
I put 2.6 million gallons.
All right.
Oh, no. I don't know
I put-
this.
I put 1 million.
Okay.
I put 20,000.
I went again.
Oh my God. Rich, we're being too literal. We're thinking too. All right.
You got to get in the mind of Gary.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You have to be
Get-
so wrong.
Gary, do you know what? Okay, Dan, what do you think the real number is?
Here's the thing you got to think of that you guys didn't
Millions.
think of. Wait. Talk about. My mindset was this. It has to be over 65 degrees to water the green. You are also, where are you pulling it from? And like also how much money, and do they need it or do they not? Or is there like a regular system in which there's an X amount of gallons to be used? And they would get pretty wet pretty quick, though, I would say, because there's only a certain amount of time in which they could also do this. So all that contributed is
Next
way less.
question. Caddies walk a whole lot of miles over each and every 4-day tournament. How many miles does Gary think Scottie Scheffler's caddy Ted Scott walks each year?
Oh.
Caddying.
Ooh.
Not in general.
Each year?
Yeah, in a single year, Scottie Scheffler's caddy, Ted Scott, how many miles is he walking caddying in a single year?
I got it.
All right. Josh, you're up, right?
I
How many-
put
wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
How many tournaments does Scheffler play in a year?
Listen, you're guessing what Gary thinks.
I understand.
Because,
that.
like, in my mind.
Wait, is your answer locked in?
Yeah, because, like, in my mind.
Okay.
well, no, you can't talk because I'm not locked in yet.
Wait, did you just cross yours out?
Yeah.
Wait, you can't see. This is why we can't do this. You're already ruining
no,
the
you
game.
I didn't do it.
He wrote down a number and crossed it out because now you're asking
thinking-
questions.
You're
Cross
thinking
out
too
something else.
much. Just
And now
write
I
down
want
a
to cross
number.
mine out.
Yeah,
All right,
me too.
No, I'm not crossing anything out.
It's the same number.
Nothing to discuss. We're not discussing. Discussion closed.
Just write down a number.
You know, we have people crossing out. The game just got ruined.
All right. I put 504 miles.
Okay.
3,000 miles.
I wrote down 3,000 miles.
2,000 miles.
We're closer.
So we both get a point?
Agreed.
All right.
No, push.
Oh, we pushed
Yeah.
Josh out.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides, now.
Yeah, it pushed me out the golf cart.
Yeah. I have 3 points.
By
Josh
the-
and Rich tied with 2.
By the way, I looked up, and according to GPT,
GPT.
9.36 million gallons
I was
per
way
month.
off. Way off.
Way off. I was going to
said
say
millions.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was thinking 20 million.
Josh thought 1,000.
Yeah.
Hey, I won that round.
Wow. You guys are pretty equally.
I will stab you in the
You know,
heart.
I'm just saying, like, equal at guessing. You were pretty close together. You guys had the same thought process or lack thereof. All right, next one. Okay, hold on. Where was it? I had a few of these single. I have a lot of them here. Okay.
That was pretty far off, though, that one.
In a single year, how many people fall into the net at Top Golf?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Ooh.
By the way, ChatGPT says 1,000 to 1,200 miles is what he guesses that he walks.
Really?
And I said
Nice.
2K.
Yep. We
So
said 3.
why don't we talk that one up? No,
I was
no, we're going to
actually-
talk about the
Hey,
9 million
There's
gallons.
not to talk about. Right down your guess.
I was closer than all y'all.
I'm gonna go. All right, got it.
All right, so you guys.
Rich got.
450.
I went 100.
I
Wait,
put-
Gary's still writing.
I put 200.
He was still writing.
Well,
Whatever.
I feel like I saw.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
feel like he
was
changed.
he was in the middle of writing.
All right. All right. Would you?
I put 200.
You, Rich? What'd you say?
450.
I said 100.
20,000.
Oh my
God.
god!
Like 1 in 3 people.
Like, think about it. There's 50 states. There's probably 20 different top golfs per state, maybe. You're looking at a lot of drunk people, a lot of hours, and just the casual trip.
20,000?
It's got to happen at least 1,000 times in each state a night.
Point me up, baby.
1,000 times a night.
Point
In
me
every
up,
state?
baby.
It could happen 10 times in a day.
Oh my God.
20,000 is probably a
All
solid
right,
number.
Rich, that was you, right?
That
Yep.
was definitely me. And I'm waiting for it to give me an answer.
right.
It says Top Golf does not publicly disclose the number.
But if they were to guess, do they have that?
Let's see if it says that. It's still thinking. Go ahead. What's the next question?
Okay. Over the course of Rory McIlroy's golf career, how many golf clubs has Rory McIlroy owned?
Oh my goodness, Rich.
Total clubs?
Total clubs.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. What does Gary think?
I'm going last on this one.
Did you win
I
last
threw a
time?
little bit of extra Gary in there.
Oh, God.
Oh, then I might get this right. Rich, you're up.
Think Gary. Think Gary in numbers. What would be significant to Gary?
1,000.
Josh? 5,000.
I put not as many as Tiger Woods.
I wrote
All
down
right.
Tiger Woods' win total, which was 82
It's
sets.
It's crazy that you're way wrong. You don't get any points.
Facts.
But that you kind of wrote something down similar to his stupid answer.
I should get a point for that.
Wait, what did you get? What did you
I
get?
said not as many as Tiger.
Did you say 82 clubs?
82 sets.
82 sets.
Oh, club.
So
So
we got to
82
do
times
math.
14.
82 times 14.
Math.
And how many did you say, Rich?
I said 1,000.
1,148.
Oh my
Look
God.
at that. I'm off by 148. Let's go.
All right, Rich with 4. I'm with
Let's
3.
go.
Josh with 2. Who just gave up. Didn't even write a number down.
He said something Tiger. I said something Tiger.
Yeah, but not as many as
No.
Tiger. Well,
No.
I was hoping he said because you could see him saying something like that.
Give you numbers.
Josh, Jesus. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Some tour players are superstitious about ball numbers. How many players does Gary think refuse to use the Titleist ball number 4?
How
Read
many
that one more time.
refused?
Yeah. How many players refuse to use Titleist ball number 4?
I didn't know that was even a thing.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Wait, say this one more time because I'm confused.
All right. Some tour players are superstitious
Yes.
about ball numbers. How many players does Gary think refuse to use a Titleist ball number 4?
On the PGA Tour or
Yeah,
like, this
tour
is
players
like-
are superstitious. So the assumption is tour players.
So, what's your first question that you would ask yourself? That I
Who the-
asked myself.
I got mine.
No one knows, Gary.
Not at all. All right. I won that last one. I'm going 20.
I'm going all of them.
I went 10.
I think there's like, what, 23 people that played Titleist or something? 55?
It's the number one ball in
Number
professional
one
golf.
I say 2 of them.
2?
All right.
Would you have?
Because they're not
He
going to like
wins.
not
He said
play
no.
it, but there's
I
probably
said
like 2
all of
guys
them.
that are like,
Oh, you said all of
I
them?
said all
so
of
he
them.
loses.
All right,
so you win
Josh
by
gave
10.
up. So Rich, you and I are tied 4-4.
Tiebreaker, final question.
All right, here we go. Tiebreaker. We got to have a good one here.
All right. So I finally got ChatGPT to give me an answer on the falling into Top Golf.
Yeah.
It guesstimates, and it took me a while to figure it out because there's like 20 million visitors annually, yada, yada. It says 10 to 20 people a year.
oh, stupid.
A year.
It's dumb.
20,000. 1,000 per state.
I put 23 for that, I think.
So you're a realistic number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Stupid.
unfortunately, that's not the game.
You have like one good Friday night, and one guy falls in like 6 times.
All right, tiebreaker question. At the U.S. Open, how many range balls will be hit by the professional golfers competing
Oh, shit.
In Gary's head.
throughout the course of the week?
Not the course of the
What does Gary think? How many range balls will be hit?
Oh, Gary's getting calculator out. See, he does math. This is where I got to ask question because, like,
I got my answer.
Whatever the
let him-
number is, half of them are Bryson DeChambeau's.
like, right? 800 every day over there, like.
You want me to have my answer so you guys
Jesus
could duke it out
Christ.
for the final 2?
Why did you just give up again?
Yeah.
No, I said it doesn't matter because Tiger Woods won't be there.
Tiger!
So you did give up.
So yes, you did give up.
Well, I mean, I was already out.
Well, you were out back when you started giving up.
Well, I didn't give
All right.
up. That was an actual good answer, I thought.
How many people? How many people play the event?
Rich, there's like a 5-second shot clock here. Just write a number
Motherfucker.
down.
Just give me how
Yeah.
many people play the event.
You're
150.
You're
150,
thinking about this way
so-
too much.
7 days.
He got his calculator out.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a guessing game. It's not an analytic game.
3,500.
I said 10,000.
20,000.
Wait and go.
I win
You win
because we rushed Rich.
because you rushed me. Because if I would have got my calculator out and figured
But
it out,
we all know it doesn't matter to him because Tiger Woods will not be there.
No, I like other people too.
Hey, by the way,
Alright.
does anybody have an update on Tiger and his Achilles? And
No.
Yeah, he's chilling.
he's chilling.
That's
like,
the
you
update
called
coming
him?
at you right here.
Still no
Reporting
socks.
only on the Dance Golf World Show.
No
Want to keep
socks
you
on the
guys up
floor.
to date on the most important happenings. Hey, listen, Sports Illustrated didn't call us for nothing. That's all I'm saying. They didn't call us for nothing.
facts.
So
Facts.
we can all
There's no
rest
socks
easy knowing
on his floor.
Tiger Woods is chilling.
Before we go today, we got to talk about picks.
All right.
Last week and this week.
Let's jump into picks.
right.
I don't think I did well, but
No,
whatever.
You did terrible.
I will
don't
run
even know
it
who you
down.
picked.
All right, in fourth place, we got Dan with Will Zalatoris, who withdrawed with inflammation in his surgically repaired back, needed some time off. Rich, you took
Terrible
third,
pick.
taking Siwoo Kim, tying 15th with minus 15.
Chicken head. ass.
Second, we got Gary with Jordan Spieth, who took fourth, shooting minus 19. And then first, your boy, me, Scottie Scheffler, first place, minus
You know,
31.
Josh.
Way to go, Josh. That was
Way
that was
to
a
pick
great
the-
pick. Like
Ooh.
no shade at all. That was a great pick, especially to pick him on a minus 31 when we setting those records. That was a good
I
pick.
called it.
Gary, I love the Spieth pick. That was
was
solid
top-notch.
because Spieth was a little bit low in the rankings.
He hasn't won because
when we
he
first-
had
yeah.
the whatever you call it,
Wrist surgery.
wrist surgery.
So no, that was really good because he was fourth, right? That's what he ended up in.
Yeah.
yeah.
Texas,
So
baby.
Dan gets a pick first.
Let's go.
So before we do the picks, I propose to everybody to make this a little bit more interesting
Go
rather
on.
than just doing random picks and things like that. You know, part of the problem with this is you have some elite golfers like Rory and
Look at the grin on Willie Z's face. Nice.
So rather than just automatically who's ever picking first always picks the best one, I propose that we do a little bit more gambling style.
Okay, I like it.
Okay. So the way it's going to work from here on out, we're going to get a point system, and whoever wins is going to take whatever the payout is for that week. So for example, if you pick Rory McIlroy at 450 points, you're going to multiply that times 4 if Rory wins. So you're going to come up with, 800 points.
Okay.
So you would get 800 points towards your win.
So the deeper
Did
you
that-
go, you get
no,
somebody
that's
with
not
some
1,800 points.
you get some
1,800
deeper
points.
odds, and they place even decently well.
Yes.
Okay, I like this.
So you 1,800 if Rory wins. Now, if you're second place, you're going to multiply your score, whatever the money line is, times 3. If you're third, it's times 2. And if you're fourth, you just get your money line of whatever you guessed.
I
There
like it.
is a caveat.
Okay. I love a good caveat.
You got to have the caveat.
Caveat sandwich.
Because we don't want to just pick who's ever 10 millionth, like ranked.
Yes.
In order to score any points, they have to make the cut.
Or not withdraw.
Ooh.
So last week, Dan would have scored 0 points because he
0.
withdrew. He did not make the cut.
No
That's
cuts.
brutal.
Right?
Okay. No.
So-
I think that's the best way to play the game.
Yeah.
I think it adds some risk.
Right. Because now Rory's not looking so good.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's only plus 450. Where if you look at Colin Morikawa, now he's at a plus 1,400. If he gets third, you're scoring more points. If we get him third, you're going to score more points than you would on Rory.
All right.
Yeah, but still, like, he picked Scottie, which was probably the whatever on the last one, and it's like,
I get first
but
pick?
Scottie would have scored the
Yeah,
least.
you
Yes,
get
you get
first
first
pick.
pick.
Justin Thomas.
no
Oh,
shit.
good old JT.
All right.
Zero shit.
JT.
Yeah.
I guess we're cussing this week.
Yeah.
All right. Where's
You like
JT
that?
at?
No.
So JT.
Why? Did you
plus
want him?
1,800.
Well, you can't have him. Gary.
Plus 1,800 for JT. I like that.
Yeah.
And JT's been hot.
JT's
Just
been
one,
hot.
2 weeks ago.
Should've picked Fleetwood.
Yeah. Don't tell me who I
I
should have
should pick
picked.
Fleetwood out of
I'm done
spite.
taking everyone's advice.
And then he wins his first one.
Oh, could you imagine I didn't pick him? I
Yeah.
feel so bad. I'd have to
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah.
It's you, Rich.
All right. So now
Take it away,
for
Rich.
me. So JT's a plus 1,800. I'm liking the Tommy Fleetwood pick of the plus 25.
Do it.
He sits up there pretty good.
Do it.
You know what I'm thinking though?
What?
I'm thinking with his week off, because he didn't play last week, he's going to be coming rested. He's going to be ready to go. You did a great interview with this gentleman,
Oh, thank goodness.
Ludwig Olberg.
Ooh.
Plus 1,600.
It sounded like the dog from him. All dogs go to heaven.
Thank
Like
you.
I think he's
I'm
going to
ready
come.
to
He's getting ready because he's got to ramp up for the major that's coming.
Yeah. He's
like,
getting dialed.
He's getting dialed.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been playing good.
All right. All right.
I'm going to do a little help here.
What are you doing here?
Pick 1 or 2.
Pick 1 or 2.
2.
All
Victor Hovland.
2's good.
All right.
Victor Hovland.
Where's he
Where's
at?
he at?
No, I'm kidding. I want Rory.
You want Rory?
Yeah, 100%.
Then why'd you make everybody play your dumb game?
Right?
I had fun.
That's
Nice.
like, did you ever do that before? When you're like picking 1 or 2, like, I don't know which one I want. All right, I'm going to heads is
And then
1,
you're like, oh,
tail
no,
is
I
2.
don't want that at
As
all.
soon as you go to flip, you're like, please be heads, please be heads.
Yeah.
Well, pick heads. That's
Then
the one you
pick
want.
heads.
Like,
Yeah.
like just grab the coin. pick
Gut
heads.
react.
I love
Right,
Victor
exactly.
more. I want him to win, but I think Rory's going to do some crazy shit.
All right. All right. Here we go.
So Rory's plus 450.
Rory.
I am going to go with someone who has not won
Ever.
in a while.
Okay.
Xander Schauffele.
Oh, he's
I
probably
love how
getting
he
in
said
PGA
that.
Championship mode.
And he's a plus 1,600. So that's, you're sitting at Schauffele and Ludwig. Those are the two sitting at plus 1,600. I like it. Dan, you're sitting at a plus 1,800.
Yeah.
And Gary doesn't really understand the new rules, so he's at a plus 450.
I got 19,980 because only 20 people fall in per year.
That's okay. I am going to go back-to-back weeks here. So.
Yeah, right.
Please.
Yeah, right.
Doubt it.
Guys just giving up. Hey, I found some of the quotes. We were talking about Eric Van Ruin's take on these signature events. So here's what he said. He said his rant might have started with a laugh, but it hit dead center on growing tensions in pro golf. And here's what he said. So he shot 63, locks up a solo second last weekend, banks over $1 million, qualifies for next week's exclusive Truist Championship at the elite Philadelphia Cricket Club. I didn't know that. I thought they were golfing. And then says flat out, I hate it. Not because he's ungrateful, but because the system itself feels backwards. His gripe? Signature events are too exclusive, too few players, too polished, too obsessed with marquee names. And when they asked him about it, he says, how honest do you want me to be? And everybody was like, well, we want you to be pretty honest. He says, I hate it. He says, I strongly believe that the strongest fields are the ones with the most players in them. The guys on the PGA Tour are so good, it's so deep. And then he said, I get that you've got the Scotties of the world, the Rorys of the world, and people want to see them. It's entertaining. Like the PGA Championship coming up, for example. I think it's the strongest field in the game, similar to the players. I love competing, so selfishly, I want to compete against those guys. I just think it's interesting that they've got these signature events. All the big names come out. They get a bonus if they show up to all of them. And there is no cut. They get to hang in all weekend. And when you ask the guys deeper in the field, they're like, yeah, it's stupid. Interesting, right? Somebody should pick him. You know, he's all fired up. What was he playing? What were his numbers?
What's your take on what he said?
Is he Eric Van Ruin?
Might not even be on the first 2 pages.
I totally should have picked him.
Yeah, he's not on here.
Yeah, well,
Let's see.
that's a missed pick.
Yeah, that is.
Second last week. Now, it wasn't a signature. Rory wasn't there.
Rory.
My take on that is
He might not be playing this week.
it is a very, as we'll say, hypocritical position
Well, if he hates it.
to roast live on not being a true competitive event because it's a locked field. There is no cut. There is no Monday qualifiers. It's just these players against themselves, and we'll just shuffle around who wins each week and divide up the money. Sounds to me a lot like a signature event. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed and noted.
Did you find him?
I got him on my sheet.
I spelled Aaron Aaron and
Eric.
not Erin.
Eric.
Nice.
Right?
Oh,
Eric.
nice. You said Eric. I thought you said Aaron. He's plus 15,000.
Oh, jeez.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's down there with Ricky Fowler.
Okay.
Oh, poor
I just
Ricky.
discovered some. Oh my God. I don't know why. There's no cut.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm so glad that was not factored in.
Right?
I'm so glad there's not factored in because we were all trying to pick winners.
I know.
And that's the spirit of it.
I
The
know.
spirit is picking the winners.
See?
Yes.
And look what happens at the competition when
Yeah.
there's no cut. It ruins the game.
Right.
Rory.
There's my take. It ruins the game.
What Matthew spelled really weird. Pavon.
Oh, Matthew Pavon.
He's 40,000. I'm like, I'm 40,000.
The
Yeah.
sad thing is that guy was on fire last year.
Yeah. Did well at the Olympics.
What did he take, second? No,
I
he
don't
took
know.
third because didn't.
So with this
Hovland
no
take
cut
him?
and you would have picked him, what would have happened?
I would have got
Instant
plus
points.
40,000. So it's it's
All right,
like
we gotta work on it.
Yeah,
but wait. By just not winning though.
Yeah, if you got fourth place, it's times 1. If you get third, it's times 2. Fourth,
New
third.
rules.
Well, I mean, hey,
We'll
I
work
got
on it.
It's good.
We'll
It's
work
good.
on it.
Yeah,
I'm kidding, I'm
we'll
kidding.
have to figure out the rules.
Most
here.
weeks have cuts.
We're off
so
to a
we don't
good
have to worry
start
about
here.
it.
Great start.
All right.
But
Well,
so here's the thing that I'm also saying is like, I feel just. All right, sorry about that. Go ahead.
no. If you've got one last wonderful point here, please, please.
I was just gonna say that
Josh can't handle it.
I do like the fact that I think it's like everything. Some weeks it's okay, not every week.
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
not. It's not like
Destroys our game.
the
Week one.
Well, whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I think again, Waste Management Open. It's great. I don't want it off the tour. I don't want that every
Never,
week,
never, ever, ever.
Good point.
No,
We like
100%.
variety.
Oh, dude, that is perfectly said. That's exactly how I think of it.
Thank you.
So you want 7 of them a year?
No, dude.
So
I
how
want,
many
like it's
signature
fun to
events
have,
are?
but like let's have the prestige classiness, that tucked in shirt, those long pants.
Yeah.
Like this is
Sometimes.
golf. Like, but sometimes, but like we could. But if you want to go over to live and do your weird thing, go do your weird thing.
Why is it gonna be weird?
Hey, are you golfing in those shorts today?
Shut up! I'm not going for $5 million. But yeah,
And that's the Dan's Golf World Show.
sponsored by Sports Illustrated.
335 days of the Masters.
That was off.